Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to your magic. I know I should not be doing this. The moon is about to enter Cancer, and the sun is about to leave Libra. So, it's something to be said about this angle. It's a pattern we've had, and every so few years, as far as every couple months, you will see what we're witnessing here. Given that the degrees don't move in a fixed fashion, sometimes we will have the end of a zodiac sign season coincide, or the end of a moon sign transit coincide at an irregular degree, or just at a different degree. And what do I mean by that? I mean that, not everything is going to play out equally, right? These mathematical divisions are really a system for us to track time, but it's not to say that time itself follows these divisions. It's like being a day trader, and you put lines on the market, and you look at key levels, and you have these ideas of what the market is, but the market doesn't follow those lines. Those are just ways of potentially measuring. I'm not going to say time works the exact same way, but in a way it does. We break down measurements of units of time. But that's not how life works. Life doesn't look at our clock and time and be like, oh, this is what it is. It's just time is what we use, whether through sand grains or clocks, so that we can kind of move forward with that understanding. So that's, an example of how the moon is in Cancer, right? And by the time we enter Scorpio season, the moon will not aspect the sun in Libra, like at all. The moon is going to be, it's 28 degrees right now. We're having that trine. In fact, I don't even like to do these until the moon is proper in a sign, but might as well, right? We have just enacted the 240 degrees. I think the moon is like 241 degrees. So by tomorrow, the sun is going to be 29 Libra. And then the moon, by the time it leaves Cancer, is going to be, the sun is going to be in Scorpio. So we won't have an actual aspect until the moon enters Leo. You can call this void off course, but it's just something to give you an idea as far as how the math doesn't always perfectly, I mean, it does. It is perfectly doing, but it doesn't always, there could be discrepancies. Like if I were to say, oh, the moon is in Cancer, and that's the 10th house signature. Cancer is 10th house to Libra, but we will never hit that 10th house signature until it goes into Leo and Scorpio. And this is where, in knowing the mathematics behind a transit, it accounts for such discrepancies versus just eyeballing it and knowing, right? This is why I make efforts to break down the math. That's why my shit is accurate. Yeah, I wanted to show y'all this. I'm not gonna go to this year, so I'm gonna start 3 times the charm, right? They have a 10-year contract, so I'm gonna go to the 3rd one next year. That's when the New World Order is gonna start, when Saturn and Neptune are there. So this is all just still adjustments. I'm sure it'll be fun though, but I do not want to be driving around here when they do this. Anyway, yes. So, normally, well, let me not even say normal. I would say, what I like to think is normal. We're gonna have the new moon at the beginning of the sign, and then we're going to have the full moon near the end. This is kind of what has begun to reset, because of course, as long as the moon will keep transiting, we will see these changes, but it will return to status quo. So with that being said, the reason why I set all this up is this moon in Cancer is going to feel like I'm not going to say like we're off course or whatever, but like, we're never going to hit that completion. Normally with the moon in Cancer, after this, 9th house Gemini trine, we would then have the 10th house Cancer with Libra. We're never going to have that. So this moon in Cancer is still going to play out the Sagittarius signature. That's like the moon is going to be 0 degrees, or rather, the sun is going to be 0 degrees Scorpio after the moon has already entered Cancer. So we're never going to have a trine. We just had that with the end of Libra and Gemini. So we're still going to be within that Sagittarius. I'm trying to give you a picture. By tomorrow, when the sun enters Scorpio and the moon is still in Cancer, that is still playing out that Sagittarius signature. So unlike, normally, where this is going to extend, and that's why, now that the moon is 241 degrees exact, when it goes 0 degrees, we can say that'll be 242, give or take. But basically, and it's not going to go in there till tomorrow. Tomorrow we have 29 degrees. So basically, this true meaning, right now the moon is at its peak, getting ready to go to Cancer, trining the sun in Libra. This is a true meaningful understanding of, at the final degrees, square 27 degree Neptune Pisces, this change of perception around how to truly see the direction you're taking your character. And this is really beautiful, because this is where the magic is going to really start to happen. The final magic, the final perspective is Pisces. Someone said that every other sign is an ingredient and Pisces is the end result. That's a way you can look at it. All right. Well, Pisces is the final result. Gemini is the first change. It's the first open door into that, right? And now this true meaning that we are intellectually understanding is going to apply itself into an emotional, psychic understanding. So these thoughts are going to produce emotions, and these emotions are going to provide a literal ascension post transforming your character. So you are going to feel this character and this power level up, ascend, level up post Jupiter in Gemini, and feel the conviction and potency of your character. This is where you might have external influences ridicule you, mock you, disagree with you, and your response to the situation reflects how much you've grown in your character, how much less of a threat you even take that, because you know more what and who you are. Authentic, that's Aries, quite literally. That's your North Nodal mission. Even if it, South Node Libra splits you apart from certain relationships in maintaining that authenticity. You're not maintaining fakeness, you're maintaining authenticity. So with that being said, how many times will I say that in this video? Titan. With that bit again, what's very significant with this is that feeling is wrapping up this Libra season. This is where we now want to add different facets of the math together. We know that the entirety of the moon in Cancer transit is you feeling this ascension, 240 to 270 degrees of ascension, all right, of bringing you to a higher level of completion. This is the final part of harvest since the full moon. So you're going to be feeling the direction you are harvesting these powers. This is it. You're going to feel it. Please understand, when the moon was in Capricorn, you were understanding how to use it. Well, now you're feeling it, as now you can understand how you feel about yourself doing this. All right. Why is that important? Because we're going to step into completion with the moon in Leo. But now let's put this in context. Now we know that with the moon, we're going through this transit. Well, what's happening with the sun? Tomorrow and today, it's squaring Pluto 29 degrees. That's direct and ready to go into Aquarius. This is huge. We are getting ready to, gang, the 270 degree angle that initially we kicked off January 19th. And I understand that a lot of this is jargon to you guys, and that's totally fine, especially those of you guys who haven't been watching me. That's what these videos are for. That's why I'm going to put them on podcast platforms for backdating, so that in the future you can go back and you can see I provided these dates. It's very important, even as a time capsule, to understand where we were. It's mind-blowing that the news does not do this. It's mind-blowing we don't have professionals that are putting this on broadcast platforms, but Uranus, we're here to innovate that. You know what I mean? So like, one day you will understand how fucking insane it is that we're getting ready to complete over a decade's worth of awakening since 2008, when Pluto entered Capricorn, and everyone was saying, yes, we can elect the first black president who wasn't really black, like he was mixed. And now Pluto's getting ready to go into Aquarius, and we're getting ready to elect potentially the first black, woman president who's not really black, like they're mixed. Like, you need to be able to see these patterns because they repeat all the time. And when you understand this is scripted, when you understand that we're getting ready to complete the potent 29-degree Pluto cycle here, it's going to really put in perspective why you may be feeling extremely throughout this period. You're going to be more moody than you've ever been with the moon in Cancer, but a moon in Cancer that is going to end its transit of opposite Pluto in Capricorn with the sun in Libra square it, entering into Scorpio. This is life changing. This is character shifting. You're going to feel deeper sincerity and conviction into the actions you're taking, because you weren't just doing nothing over the past 6 months. You were aligning and integrating a new version of yourself. You began to evolve since 2023, last year. And the beginning of 2024 activated this awakening process. I will say the date again. January 19th, 2024, where we had Sun conjunct Pluto 29 degrees Capricorn. Like, anyone who understands transits know that's nuts. That is nuts. And since then, we had the 0-degree Leo opposite 0 degrees Aquarius. I know I sound like I'm just spouting out jargon. Please, please, please listen to me here, because now, since that full moon, since that opposition of harvest, where we did have it at the beginning of Leo season, see how that was at the beginning of Leo season, at the beginning of Taurus season, at 2 degrees, we had the square, at the beginning of Leo season, we had the opposition, and now at the beginning of Scorpio season, we are complete. That's it. From now until January 21st, where we have that conjunction in Aquarius, these are the results of awakening God level power. This is a sci-fi trope that scientists will tell you doesn't even exist, and yet you're living it. So you are a part of this revolution, as I will continue to say. And now you get to feel what that means to you. After 6 hardcore months of developing your character and repositioning and redefining yourself relative to updating social cultural themes that we have to pretend have anything to do with us and are relevant to us, when we can argue we don't even really exist for real. So with that being said, Neptune in Pisces is, of course, aligning and testing this integrity of beliefs, and as the moon will trine this, it's going to reinforce what the moon in Gemini initially brought up. What has to change about your thoughts to align with this integrity of beliefs? Because you're going to feel in that direction. You're going to feel that conviction much stronger. You're going to gain an intuitive psychic understanding that forgoes inductive and deductive reasoning, because it's nonlinear, metaphysical, and supernatural. And this is going to continue to aid in the completion of this activation and unlocking of your character. Allow people to project their frustration on you. Allow people to call you names that have nothing to do with who you are, because they want a reaction from you, because they want to manipulate what you do. Those are stupid, weak little bitches, and that's all they have. That's the only passive aggressive means of influence they have, and they're going to basically just die like the rest of everyone who refuses to step into who they are will die. That has nothing to do with you. Let these weak little bitches be weak. We're going to complete this unlocking of our character, and we know it's one, we not sweating them. These people are sweating you because they're threatened by you. So allow them to continue to be threatened by you. Allow yourself to feel the pressure of breaking past gaslighting and also breaking past coercion indirectly or directly, and claim your victory. Because moving forward, we're starting Scorpio season off with the completion of this cycle. You're starting with victory. So feel that the next 2 days. Feel the final parts of Libra. This is the first part of the I told you so tour, and you've been fucking killing it. Feel that, claim it. We are out here for real. Core 2, part 2 starts tomorrow. Well, 2 days from now, when we ride at dawn. All right, I will see you in the moon in Leo. G's up.